my God.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
What are you more nervous of though? Like telling people or just...
No, for the whole thing. Like, I'm excited and very nervous because everything is about to change.
I know. This channel is going to be a bit different going forward. I think that makes us probably half the nerves, no? Because we've been doing this channel for 5 years now.
Since 2017.
Since 2017.
Yes.
It's grown a lot with us. You know, we've gotten a lot more comfortable on camera and doing things just the two of us. And
Yeah. And now, like, this is something that we've been looking forward for a long time. We've been looking for this to happen already. How many years would you say?
well, I
5
guess,
as well?
Yeah, probably something like 5, and especially the
4.
last 3 or 4. And
Yeah.
all behind the scenes, we didn't really share it because we don't really share a lot of personal things
No.
on this channel. We try to keep it very focused on travel, obviously mostly within Canada. But we often wonder if we should be a little more personal on here. We don't know if you guys really like us or like you follow because of us, or if it's just because you like
That's
Canada.
rude. Yeah.
So hopefully it's because you also like us. So yeah, we thought we'd share our most personal video ever today.
And
Want to give them the
that's...
news?
Yes. We're pregnant!
Well, technically she's pregnant.
No, because you helped. Tell them. They
And-
said that men also grow at the same time.
I'm not though. I'm
No,
staying
wait for it.
lean.
Me neither. Me neither. I'm still not big.
Yeah, she will be a little big though, because it's not just 1, it's 2.
Yes, we're having twins, which is also like kind of shocking as well, and that makes us even more nervous because everyone said that, oh my God, your life is about to change with 1, so wait for 2.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and like I said before too, like we're probably more nervous than I guess the average. I don't know. Actually, I don't find myself that nervous, but we just have one extra thing to think about. A lot of people just have kind of standard jobs and they can take the time off and all that kind of stuff. But ours is based around operating a camera, traveling, usually adventurous travel. And so obviously that's going to probably change a bit, you know, especially in the next, maybe not the next couple of months, but a little bit after that. You might see a little more of me
And
in
less
some
of
destinations
me.
because she's going to not be able to come on certain trips. And then of course after, you're going to see probably 4 of us.
Us trying to deal with 2 babies and maybe traveling. Hopefully they're good.
We'll have to put some GoPros on their chest
Yeah.
and just have them as the...
Yeah, but overall we're like super excited. I think that, I don't know, a lot of people may have children and they're gonna be so interested to see how it's to travel across Canada with babies.
Yeah, and our goal is to keep it going. Like, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, you're not going to be able to do it anymore, but I don't think that's true. There's a lot of people who do it, and I really think if it's just something you want to do, you just make it work.
Exactly.
And hopefully our babies are behaved. Maybe that's the biggest wild card. You know, if they're not well behaved, that's going to definitely make it harder. But
Well, we're gonna be good parents. They're gonna, hopefully they listen.
and especially as they get older, I think it'll be really cool because you'll get to see like our perspective and then the perspective of someone who everything is suddenly pretty amazing. So to see their faces when we go different places
Yes.
will be pretty cool.
Yes. And something else that we want to share is that we are pregnant thanks to technology. Like, thank goodness we are in an era that technology is advanced enough, and we were able to get pregnant thanks to IVF. And we just want to open up with this because I think that it was more of a taboo. Like, a lot of people don't say too much about when they're having troubles of getting pregnant, or even like, you know, giving the big news after the 3 months just to make sure that the baby's okay. But I mean, I was looking forward to this moment so much, but at the same time I was like, should I said it earlier? Because I mean, things happen in life and you just gotta move on. But anyway, yes, I'm 3 months. We actually, I mean, the baby's birthday. I don't know, how can I say?
It's the due date at 40 weeks is supposed to be August 16th.
Yeah.
Most likely it's going to come earlier. They say
Yeah.
with twins, they're pretty happy if it reaches 36 weeks.
Yes, exactly. And yesterday I had 12 weeks. So today I'm 12 weeks and 1 day. Probably now that you're watching the video, I'm gonna be 13 weeks, but well, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I was very excited about this, and yeah, so it's very crazy. Like while we were in this journey of not getting pregnant and kind of like hearing more about IVF and seeing some documentaries, is like I think 1 out of 7 women or something
I thought
like
it
that.
was 20%, which is like 1 in 5 or something have
I don't
difficulty
remember.
getting pregnant. I don't know if that's on average with all women or certain age groups, but yeah,
It's pretty high, and I guess now that women are deciding to get pregnant older in life, maybe that's why maybe that number is like a little bit higher. Some people that it has to do more like with the food we eat, and everything is like more processed, and I don't know. But anyway, so I hope that our story, like, I don't know, like maybe give you some hope if you're like,
or just open up the subject so that if you are having troubles, there's nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of people are actually. If you look into it, it's pretty common. And IVF also is a pretty common procedure nowadays. And it's been quite the experience for us because, as we mentioned, we've been like basically trying for like 5 years. Like no one knows that, but behind the scenes, like been trying because we're also realize we're getting older, and there's a certain there's a certain time that not only are you probably a little too tired at some point probably to have kids, but also the risks get higher the older you get. So we didn't want to wait too much longer.
Exactly.
And
like I'm 36 and also like starting 35, your eggs, like the women's sex, decrease in quality like about like 30%. And like even though like also the sperm is a very important part of making a baby, like the health of the baby and everything, it goes too much attached with the quality of the eggs, and of course also the quality of the woman's body.
Like more attached to the quality of the woman's body.
Yeah. So anyway, there's so many things that can affect why you're not getting pregnant. Like also not like all the cases are quite different. So like I know that some people will go through another journey, and for us this was actually our second trial of IVF. The first one didn't work.
Yeah. And even the time process though to get into it, right? Because I think when we started looking into IVF, it was like right when COVID
In the beginning
hit,
of
which
the
slowed
pandemic.
things down as well.
Yeah.
That didn't really help. And then for those who don't know, all the little videos you've been seeing scattered throughout our channel from Mexico, really in the last couple of years, that's why we were usually there.
Yes.
To get IVF, because we actually tried doing it in Calgary. Obviously, it would have been much more convenient, but there was just certain things we didn't like. It's very hard to talk to the doctor here. Like you have to wait months just for a phone call, and it was taking a long time.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it made us decide going to Mexico, because like it's a difficult time, right? Like you're like finding out why you're not getting pregnant, and then eventually you decide to do this like medical procedure, and it's quite expensive because it's not covered in the healthcare. So it's not only like a big investment, it's like also like a procedure that can change your life or not. So like not like what I don't quite like about like here is that no one was able to really explain to me what I was going through, because also like the procedure, like there's so many components, and I was clueless. And every time that I tried to talk to the doctor, like you gotta wait until 3 months after, because that's when
speak to the nurse, and then they refer you back to the doctor.
Yeah,
and this was just one company. I mean, there are other ones. Maybe there was better ones that we didn't check, but Carla was more comfortable in Mexico, kind of, at least, because first of all, the doctor gives you her WhatsApp, right? So you can like
well,
communicate
first
with
of
her.
all, the clinic that we picked is like a company that it was already referred to us, because we knew about 2 successful pregnancies. So then as soon as we went and talked to the doctors, like super personal, you can even be in touch with nurses and the doctors on WhatsApp to really like answer any doubts. And I think that's very helpful, because it's a very emotional process. Like, like you have like so many doubts, you're taking so much medication, you're investing so much money and time, like especially when you're like over your 30s, like, so like for me it was something very like very important. I'm very glad that I did. I think that's one of the things that I recommend the most, is like finding someone that you trust and you feel comfortable, because you really want to know what's going on.
And another great part about the company in Mexico was that it's pretty much the same price as doing it here. It actually wasn't cheaper, I don't think, or maybe slightly, but barely. But you get up to 4 trials, and if it doesn't work, all those 4 times you actually get most of your money back.
Yes.
So it's kind of a cool way to get reassurance.
But that was one of the programs. Like
Yeah,
they
sure.
have other programs
Yeah.
that it can be just the 1 trial, the 2nd trial, the 3rd
But I think for
trial.
the average person, you probably wouldn't want to go there to do it, at least not Mexico City, because obviously it's in Spanish.
Yes.
Like I actually couldn't communicate most of the time with the doctors.
doctor.
And also, of course, you have hotel, flights, everything, whereas we're staying with family, so
Yeah.
it's a bit different, of course.
However, I must say that if they were like, I'm sure that there's like some doctors that can speak English pretty
Yeah.
good.
Well, I think they have a clinic in Puerto Vallarta or
Yeah,
something like that, so
and in
probably
another-
it's more English oriented, right? Because
Yeah.
that's where you'd want to go instead of Mexico City, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Chill on the beach while you await the news.
Yes. So to quickly tell you more about like how the process was for me is like we went, I think in 2021, December 2021, and it's when I started to get like a bunch of medications, mostly needles on my stomach, in order to make more eggs to be released on that cycle. So it's like, of course, first of all, it's quite uncomfortable getting the injections, and then you get super bloated, and then and then you just go to the clinic and they put you asleep in order to extract your eggs. And for me, it was like 32 eggs, which is pretty good. And only out of the 32 eggs, only 50%, like around like 12, I think 12 eggs.
That's even less, like 35%.
Yeah, got fertilized, and that's like, according to my doctor, that was like the
Kind of high, right?
well,
Good
high, but also like I think average. But again, it has to do a lot with each woman. And then like in that same month, I wasn't able to get the transfer of the embryos, or in that same cycle, because I was too kind of like overstimulated, something like that.
Yeah,
so it wasn't.
maybe too hard on the body.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna be very successful. So we went back on May of the following year.
April, right? Because I think it was April because we went to Oaxaca.
Yes. So we went there, and my eggs were frozen, and yeah, they thaw.
Thaw them out, I guess. Yeah.
3 at a time, and out of the 3, only 1 survived, or only
Well, it was
1
high quality.
look good quality to transfer. So I got the transfer done, and it didn't work, and it was actually pretty hard.
Yeah, because of course you start getting more nervous, right? You think, oh man, if something like IVF doesn't work, and of course they tell you like it's not. Obviously that's why they give you more trials, but of course in your mind you're thinking maybe we're not going to be able to be parents, right?
Yeah, like you don't know, right? Like if the egg was well, like if according to my exams I'm okay, like why it's not working, right? And that's the thing, that after one trial that's the thing, that after the first time that it didn't try, then you will go through more tests to see what's like going on. But anyway, so it was like quite disappointing, and then we went back last
In December,
October.
right? Or October, yeah.
Last
we were there
October.
till
Yeah,
December.
because we wanted to experience Day of the Dead.
Yeah. So that's why we have the video on Oaxaca and Day of the Dead.
Yes.
But
And
also-
if you haven't watched Day of the Dead video, I recommend it. It's
Yeah, a lot of
super
people
nice.
haven't seen it, and you really
I don't
should,
know
because it's
why.
like, I mean, we've been to 42 countries or something like that, and honestly, it's one of the coolest things we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's very
It's
nice.
just a one-day event to really see the cemeteries, but it's really like spectacular. I would love to go back. And anyways, in this visit was when they advised putting two
just
eggs
doing.
inside, just to ensure, have a higher
Increase
chance
the
of
chances.
one going, with the chance being that both attach. And that's what happened.
Yes, they both wanted to be our babies. They wanted to be together, and I am actually pretty happy. What about you?
Of course, yeah, no, it's
Like,
good. And like, it's funny, my only, I guess,
Worry?
worry initially was because, of course, with two babies, there's a little higher risk.
Complications.
There's always risk with one, so of course with two there's more, and three there's more.
Yeah.
So you just get a little more nervous. But I mean, from what we've heard so far, everything is good. We just had an ultrasound and
Everything
they look
looks
very
good. They're moving.
One was hopping around, so he's probably going to be wanting to go on adventures pretty soon. And yeah, so I'm sure everything is good. But that was, and then of course we were nervous because obviously we haven't had kids yet, so all of a sudden having two. But as we've heard from other people with twins, if that's the first time you're having kids, you don't know any different anyways. Like we don't have anything to compare it to, so
you just manage.
yeah, I'm sure we'll get used to it. And as they get older, I think it'll be great because they'll keep each other entertained.
Yes.
Hopefully not too rough on each other. But
And we wanted to have 2 kids anyway, so now it's gonna be
yeah, our next big surprise is it 2 boys, 2 girls, or 1 and 1?
So
I'm kind of hoping for 1 and 1, just for, just because it's
just
kinda
for
nice to have
diversity.
each. But of course we're happy with anything.
Yes. So, well, this video was to share a little bit of our story and our excitement and our nervousness, and that this channel is about to change.
Yeah, we're still planning to do lots of content and lots of travel, but probably at some point it's going to involve 2 little babies and then 2 little kids. And yeah, we often think if we should start a separate channel and do about raising kids, a daily vlog. You know?
I know you're gonna see me crying probably. They say
Waking
the
up
first
in the middle of the
months.
night, we'll just have to have it turned on and stuff like that. But yeah, it'd be, I mean, and maybe we'll start doing even more other kinds of trips. Who knows? But yeah, we'd love to hear from you, what you think of that. You think it'd be cool to see 2 little explorers dressed as tacos or something?
Tacos, that's gonna be their first Halloween costume. 2 tacos.
One's a gordita.
Oh, that's cute. Anyway, so yeah, give us a thumbs up, maybe congratulate us.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
And then we would like to know if you would like more videos like this, more of our personal life, or if you have any more questions about IVF, I'll be happy to answer. Or maybe we can do a live video, all depends how many comments we get about this. And other than that,
yeah, don't worry, the next video is back to travel.
yes.
Thank you so much for watching and being a part of our big news. And if you've been watching us since the beginning, thanks so much for being part of the community for such a long time. We really appreciate it. And other than that, we'll see you in the next video.
Cuéntanos, ¿qué pasó?
Cree que pegaron los dos.
¿Ya ves?
Porque mis
¡Qué
puntos están
emoción!
muy altos. Mateo se va a morir.
¿Cómo te sientes?
Ay, pues feliz. Feliz. Ay, sí.
Ay,
Ay, feliz.
lloremos las 3.